Hey guys, happy Thursday. I'm gonna get right to it because today is the first day that I'm volunteering at my kid's school. She's in high school. I've wanted to do this with all of my children, but I had a real job and I couldn't. Or if I was staying home and working on the weekends, which I did for a long time, I was in healthcare for 25 years. I had one kid to take care of while the other one was in school, so couldn't do that either. So this is the first time, finally, my third child, high school, I get to volunteer in the front office for 4 years. I finally got to put this on it was on my dream board. I've always been jealous of those moms who are like, oh, I volunteer with the kids. I know everything. I know all the moms, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have a job. I can't do that. So doing direct sales the correct way so that you have the option to walk away from a full-time job so you can be present in your kid's life, 100%, it's worth doing anything you have to do to make your Facebook work for you. So let's get to it. Today is how to write compelling content. So a lot of what I saw you guys say in the post was you didn't know what to post or you weren't getting enough views. So a lot of what we're talking about is to tweak the algorithm so that you're getting the views. So that is where you're going to get this DMO. If you haven't got a copy of this, this is what I'm training from. It is our step-by-step guide of what you do, the activities you do every single day to get more activity on your Facebook page, okay? So if you're not doing this, it doesn't matter if you write compelling content. No one's gonna see it, okay? So make sure you're doing these activities every day. And then when you start making changes to how you're posting, what you're posting, you know, how your Facebook page looks, all of that, then you're going to start getting some bites. You're going to get some people to say, okay, now I want to know what you're doing. Tell me more about this, whatever. So the first thing that I see that you guys are doing wrong is you're posting your product, okay? You're posting a picture that your company gave them. Maybe your upline gave you in a board. Again, just because your uplines are giving you this stuff does not mean they understand how the algorithm works. My uplines tell me to do some stuff sometimes that I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I know what that's going to do to my algorithm on Facebook. And I'm just going to say, okay, and not do it. So you don't want to put a picture of your product, certainly not a stock picture that looks like it should be in a catalog or on some sales website. So if it looks like a sale ad, just a canned picture of a product that you would find like on a commercial or in a what am I thinking of? Catalog, or, you know, that does not go on your profile. It does not. It doesn't, if you have a business page, it doesn't go on your business page. It goes in a private group where people have said, I want to see more salesy things. I want to know about your specials. I want to know what you have to give. Okay. So that would be saved for a group. You don't put it in your stories and you don't put it on your page. I've gone through a lot of pages where, you know, you're posting about your life, but then you put a salesy thing in there. And so when people are looking through there, they're like, this girl's going to try to sell me something. I'm not even going to accept her friend request. So if you want to grow your reach on social media, if you want to have more people following you and more people accepting your friend requests so that you can develop a relationship so that they may become a customer or a team member, you need to make sure you're not turning them off with, this is 25% off today. Y'all let me know if you want it. That's not a good idea. Do not do that. So no product pictures at all. If you want to showcase a product, you hold it, you use it, you show your face. It's called Facebook for a reason. So sometimes you'll see me put, and I don't want to sound weird, but just my feet. So I love that, like when I'm just having my feet up and I'm like, current situation, my kids laugh at me all the time. They're like, Mom, where's your current situation picture? Where I just have my legs crossed and you can just see like my feet and like where I am or whatever. And I'm not trying to like attract foot attention at all. And it hasn't hurt me. I have not attracted that kind of attention, but sometimes you'll see that, but most often you're going to see a post with a face. Facebook wants to see your face. They don't want to see a product. They don't want to see, you know, a results picture only, you know, they don't want to see that. Make sure if you're using a results picture, you want to put a picture of you next to it. It doesn't have to be your result. This is called inferential marketing. This is what I learned in business school. So, you know, when Jennifer Aniston is on a billboard with a Smart Water, she didn't drink that stuff. They're just putting her picture up there to stop you when you're driving or when you're looking at a magazine so that you'll go and look and see what the product is, right? So you want, if you're going to put a results picture, you want to put a selfie next to it. You don't have to put it in a collage. You can just put them both side by side on Facebook. If you just pick 2 pictures and you click, you can just organize them without a collage. Collages do not do well on Facebook. So if you think, oh, I'm going to put these 5 different pictures up, no one's going to see that. No one's going to look at that. That's too much. Think about how it looks when you are scrolling through your phone and you see a collage of a bunch of different crap. Like, I've seen people put up several different results pictures, like all different body parts, like 8. And it just doesn't look good. No one looks at that. You're not getting any hits on it. It's not working. Stop doing it. So compelling content needs to be pretty, something that people want to look at, something that you would want to see in your feed, something that is showcasing how you use the product in your own life, or maybe one of your customers showcasing the product in their own life. When you are in your stories, you can get a little bit more salesy in your stories, but you still want it to be life. You want it to be a video. You want it to be you. You want to be you using it. You don't want a canned picture that your company gave you that came straight out of a catalog. That is not going to get views. It's going to get parked on your page. No one's going to look at it. So that is not compelling content. What is compelling content is you decide, I want to promote, I'll use one of our products. I want to promote our blemish serum. Okay, so we have an all-natural blemish serum that just came out. And I want to talk about how I use it. So the most compelling way to get somebody to stop is first the picture. Make sure it's a picture of you. Make sure it's a picture of you using it. If you're going to show your product, do not show the label. Because if you show the label, they're going to look at the label and they're going to go to Google and they're going to look it up. And they're not only going to find out everything about it there and not have to ask you, but they're also going to find somebody who's selling it on Amazon or Etsy or someplace where they're not supposed to be, much cheaper than retail, and they're not going to buy it from you. So do not give them enough information to go find all the answers themselves. Your purpose and the reason why it says on here, curiosity. So I tell you each day of the week what to post business-wise and what to post for your 80%. Curiosity post means it's a post about your business, your opportunity, your service, your product, but nobody can really tell exactly what it is. Like, they know it's something that's product related, but they're like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. Let me ask for more information. You want them to ask you for more information. Now, if you put 10 bullet points about what this does for you, it does this, it does that, it gets rid of acne, it helps your skin stay hydrated, it minimizes old acne scars, it's like doesn't over dry your face, it da-da-da-da-da. Do they have to ask you for information? No. They're like, oh, I see that and I don't think I want it. Or now I know and I'm going to keep moving on. They don't have to ask you. And the reason you want them to ask you is because when you have a message in Messenger, your Facebook algorithm for that relationship goes way up. So if you comment on Susie's post, if you love it and give it a comment, we're going to talk about engaging and how to drive views by engagement. But if you love her post and you give it a comment, she's going to see more of your posts, right? But if you take it further and go into direct messenger, she's going to see all your posts for like the next several days. And if you don't believe me, try this yourself. Do it with a friend. Do it with a friend who you haven't seen on Facebook in a while. Message them, inbox them and say, hey girl, oh my gosh, I haven't seen or heard from you in a long time. I haven't seen you around here on Facebook. I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. That's it. And then for the next week, you're going to see every single one of her posts in your feed, stuff that you have not been seeing before. So go try this stuff and see if it's going to work for you. So you want to make sure that you are writing something that is going to compel them to stop. So the image needs to be pretty. It needs to be clear. It needs to be good lighting. It needs to be you. Okay? Because the people who are following you know you, and they're like, oh, I know that girl. What is that? What is that she has next to her in that picture below? Or what is she holding in her hand? What the hell is that? Oh, now I'm going to go read. No one reads the stuff first and then looks at the picture, right? Think about like how online dating works. You think these men ever read our profiles? No. It was the picture. So the picture is going to stop the scroll, I dated for 7 years online. That's just a whole nother story. So a lot of this has to do with same techniques, but now you're trying to get your people to follow you for other reasons besides dating. So you want it to be a nice picture. You want it to be pretty. You want it to be very curious. You don't want the picture to give away too much detail. So not a product picture, you guys. You want the headline, the first thing they read, to be very curious and compelling. And so I'm going to give you some ideas about how to do this. And then I want you to write your own headlines. Pick your favorite product, or the product that's about to launch, or the product that that you really want to get out this next week. Like, you've made a goal with your team, you've got with your coach, you've decided how much money you want to make. When I'm coaching my team, I ask, how much money do you want to make this month? How many trip points do you want to earn so you can go on the success trip? And then we back into that as a daily goal. Okay, you need to sell one product a day. How many people do we need to talk to sell one product a day? Or how many posts or how many reach outs do we need to do? And all of that is here as well. But by the way, if you haven't got that copy and you want it, it's text DMO to 404-436-0446 and it'll automatically come to you. And every month you'll get a list of the trainings for the month. So you can plug your team in, or you can plug yourself in, or set yourself a reminder. That way, if you know something already, like, oh, I write the best headlines and I write the best posts, I don't need to listen to that. You don't have to waste your time. So you want it to have like a hook, right? So I really highly, and this is how I've learned all this stuff. Like, I've gone to all of these free, coaching, like right now I'm doing a week of free coaching. And actually I think I paid $27 for it. So if it's like under $50 and it's, several days, I'll pay for it and I'll go. And this is how I've learned everything. So one of these is going to come from Tanya, Eliza. I don't know if you guys follow her, but she's somebody that you could follow for sure. This other one comes from, this is, I think, the Beach Bosses. I don't know if any of you guys have run across these people. So they will sell you training, and it is between $5,000 and $10,000. And it's everything I'm going to tell you here for free. And everything that they tell you, they also learn for free. So, and now they put it together because people are thinking that they need to pay a social media coach in order to find success on social media. And a lot of people, I've met a lot of people who have paid thousands of dollars and they still are not making a single sale. So do these things first for free before you go reach out and give somebody the money you have not made yet to go, learn things that you can find on your own. So one of the things that Tanya talks about, and this is like, if you follow her, she's got all kinds of free content. You'll give her your email. She'll give you an email like every single freaking day. Make sure it's an email account that can, things can sit in there for a while. And then I'll periodically read it. And if it piques my interest, I'll like put my email address in again, and she'll email me like this lead magnet. So this is her lead magnet about 38 sales focused social media caption ideas that attract the perfect buyers. So you could put that in Google and probably pull this lead magnet right up, and you could print it out yourself. She has a really good breakdown. She calls it grab, hook, convert. So you want to grab your audience with that right picture, right? And then the hook is going to be the very first sentence that they read. Because when you're scrolling on Facebook, go look around after we get off this training. When you're scrolling on Facebook, you only see about 1 and maybe 2 sentences at a time. And if you want to see it, you're going to click on the post and then you're going to read more, right? So you want to make sure that part that they see is like really a good hook, like attracts their attention. And the best way to do this is to tie an emotion to the problem that you're solving for your product, okay? So if it's acne, so I'm going to stick with my blemish serum. I'm 50. Okay, and the reason why I love this blemish serum is because it's made for anti-aging skin and it doesn't leave me dry and dull. And I could say all of those things, but nobody cares. The thing they want is a solution for the problem, which is I'm 50 years old and when I look in the mirror, I still have acne. Every time I see this, it upsets me more and more. I never thought that at the age of 50, I would still be dealing with this. And I finally found my solution. Let me know if you want to hear more. That's it. So you're talking about a pain point, an emotion. You're helping them feel what it feels like when they're not using a product like yours. And they followed you, and you've gained that know, like, and trust by writing content that they want to see and not just constantly doing salesy ads on your Facebook page. So they've been following you. They may follow your story, your family. They know everything about you. They know what your brand is. Everything that you're posting is stuff so they can get to know you. So they say, man, she's a lot like me. So when you talk about how upset you are that you woke up, right before family pictures and your face is broken out again, you don't have to deal with that anymore because you finally found your solution. Let me know if you want to hear about it. That's it. You could hold a product if you want to, but it's going to be very curious. You're holding it, but mostly it's covered up by your hand. But you're not splashing buy this. It's going to get rid of your acne. It's $35. It's 25% off now. Nobody gives a shit about any of that. They want to know emotionally how that is going to help them, and that's what's going to sell. That's what's going to get them to reach out. What are you using? Oh my God, I'm in the same boat. I never had acne until I turned 45 and now I can't get rid of it. What do you do for this? Does it work for that? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to start having a conversation with you because now they're like, oh my God, she's like me. The number one thing that you want to convey to your followers when you are promoting anything is you want the end of what they're looking at, reading, watching, whatever, you want them to say, oh my God, she's just like me. Oh my God, she's just like me. Because when she decides that she's just like you, then she can buy into what you have. And so a lot of that determines who you're friending, who your perfect prospect is. The next training that we're going to do is who's your perfect prospect. And we're going to get really into building your perfect prospect so you know who you're writing to. And I'll talk a little bit more about posting and how to write to your perfect prospect. But, you want that person to say, oh my gosh, she's just like me. So spoiler alert, if you're a female, it's not a man. If you're 50, it's not a 20-year-old. If you're, about to be an empty nester, it's not a new mom who's struggling with their newborn baby. Do you see what I mean? So you want to make sure that the person who's watching you feels like, oh my gosh, this person's just like me. Because if it works for you, the person posting, then the person who's watching is going to think it works for them too, because you're already so alike. And that's where you get that know, like, and trust. Like when they're saying, oh my God, she's just like me, you got the know, you got the like, because people like themselves, right? So if you're just like me, I love you, right? And then you're going to get the sale after that trust is built. You're going to get the sale when they don't see salesy things coming on their feed. You're going to get the sale when you're not inboxing them. Hey girl, do you want to get dropped into a drawing for a Louis Vuitton this month only? Just put up a post for me. You're going to get the trust when you don't do stupid crap like that. Then you're going to get the sale when you hit a pain point with an emotion that they are experiencing. Okay. So, we are in health and wellness as well. So, you could say, maybe in my hand I have, 3 little pills, and I'm like, I barely could get through the day before I started taking this all natural mushroom. I never knew the benefits that I would receive, but let me just tell you, I'm not crashing at 4:00 anymore. I'm not snacking all day, and I have a general just feeling of elation, no, not elation, but you know what, you know where I'm going with this. Like, you're talking about the struggles, but you're not saying what it is. You're not saying it does this for you, it does that for you. You're saying this is what it's done for me, and I'm so grateful. I used to take a nap every day at 4:00, and I couldn't even be awake enough to take my kids to after school activity. I was in the bed before my kids were in bed. I was so tired as a single mom. I stumbled. It was painful for me. This is true. It was painful for me to even stay awake until 8:00 to put my kids to sleep. And sometimes I was asleep on the couch and they were waking me up. Mommy, I think it's bedtime. You're telling your story, you're using emotion, you're getting those pain points, and then you're saying, this has changed all that for me. Let me know if you're in my boat. Who feels the same? Are you with me? Hands up if you feel the same. So even if you're doing a live, even if you're doing a post, even if you're doing a story, like, these are kind of the words. So let me tell you some of these. So A hook could be you plus product equals the perfect match. Now, some of this I probably wouldn't do. Let me find a different one. You could do a question. This could be a color block. How often do you, and then I would put in, they have a space. How often do you feel like you struggle to get out of bed? How often do you feel disappointed when you look in the mirror and you see more acne? How often do you crash at 4:00 in the afternoon? How often do you spend the whole day forgetting where your phone and your coffee and your glasses are because you have so much brain fog? How often do you, that could be a color block. That could be a great engagement post. Some more compelling headlines. How to benefit without pain or frustration. So how to benefit without pain or frustration. So how to turn back the hands of time without spending hundreds of dollars at the spa. Okay. Another one is X ways or steps to reach a desired goal without pain or frustration. 5 steps to having more energy without expensive coaching or products. You know, like if you want to educate and say, this is going to be 5 natural ways you can improve your energy without buying a single product, because you want to give value. Like, you want them to buy your product, but you also want to give value. There is 5 more things you can do to feel better. You can get more sleep, you can walk, you can meditate, you can drink water, and you can decrease your caffeine. And then if that's still not working, hit me up because I have your solution, that kind of thing. So you want to look for hooks, compelling headlines, really good hooks for social media. And I'm a big ChatGPT fan. So if you have not gone over there since my last training, this is so much easier. You can do Google. You can say compelling headlines, hooks for my social media posts, and they'll spill hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and you can copy those and you can recreate them in your own words. Or you can go to ChatGPT and you can say, write me 5 compelling headlines for a social media post on Facebook about my product. And you can put your company and the exact product that you are wanting, and it's going to go read that company's website. It's going to read about the product, and it's going to give you those hooks. And then what you'll do is when you change it to your post, you're going to take the product name out. You never want to give your product name on your page. Never, never, never. Because what are they going to do? They're going to type it in Google. They're going to go read all about it. They're not going to talk to you. And then they're going to buy it on Amazon for half the price. Okay. And it's probably going to be a knockoff, and it's not going to work, or it'll be expired. And there's nobody who can help them after that. So make sure you're looking for hooks, compelling headlines, ChatGPT, Google. Here's some more. Who else wants desire? Who else wants to travel the world? Who else wants to make money? I would stay away from making money. Facebook doesn't like those words. X tips, secret strategies to get the desired result. Those kinds of things. Headaches, try this new 10-day all-natural treatment. Free. I mean, these are things, and you can find a lot of this stuff, and I do this a lot, so I'll use Belmish Serum again. So if I'm looking to write something, and our companies want us to write the compelling posts that our followers are going to be interested in. So our companies aren't saying, say this, say that. They are saying, don't say this. They definitely need to be compliant. Make sure you're not violating any compliance terms for your company. And you need to go in your back office and understand what those are for each product. For our products, we have a product information page. And if you stick to those words on social media, on your public page, you're fine. But you're not going to use other words that have not been clinically proven. So that's how we run our company's compliance. And you can check with your upline for yours. Make sure it's compliant. And you want to go to your competition. So I'm going to look up top 5 blemish serums, and I'm going to go to that company, whether it's L'Oreal, Mary Kay, Neutrogena, and I'm going to go read how their marketing team, who is highly paid and somebody's making a lot of money to produce their content, I'm going to read what they are saying about it. I'm going to listen to how they say it on a commercial. I'm going to watch the commercials on YouTube, because the commercials for these other products that are similar to yours, they're talking about feelings. They're talking about solutions. They're not just splashing 100% of the benefits up front. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times the hook is that emotional pull, that thing that you can help that person with. And so go to your competition and look. So when we had lash serum launch, I went to all the other lash serums. How are they speaking about this? What terms are they using? What pain points are they pulling out? They have done thousands and thousands and thousands, sometimes tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands in market or research to decide what words were going to work in their marketing campaigns. Well, they've done the research for you. Go use those words. Use the same words as long as they're not, as long as they're compliant, to get the attention of your people. But you have to make it about you. You don't want it to be a pitch or a commercial on your Facebook page. This isn't Amazon. This isn't Walmart. We aren't HSN or QVC. We are Facebook. We are talking about our lives and our experiences with these products, and that is what attracting people to come and ask us more about it, okay? If you do this correctly, you will never have to inbox another human being. The only time I'm inboxing anybody when they're not asking me for information is when it's a customer who's already bought something, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you saw my post, but this is on sale. I know you don't want to miss it. That's the only time I'm inboxing somebody who's already a customer, established customer of mine. Anybody else, they're asking me, tell me about your stuff. They're inboxing me. Please tell me what you're talking about. Hey, I think I need a link. Will you send me the information? They're coming to me. I am not chasing down and begging people to look at my products. So do your own work. I could put all of these down below, and what you're going to do is copy and paste them, and that's going to get you nowhere. Go do some research. Best hooks, compelling headlines, how to write a compelling social media post. Use ChatGPT. It's free. All of those things. Then come up with 5 hooks for each product that you're about to promote, because you need to be talking about the product curiously 5 to 8 times before somebody is ready to buy. So that's the reason why we have our posting sequence like this that tells you that, post number 1, 2, 3, number 4 needs to be your curiosity product post. The next day, you're going to post 2 posts, and then you're going to have a curiosity post again. The next day, you're going to do 3 separate posts, and then a curiosity post. So that way you can get, in a short amount of time, the people who you are engaging with to see your post. But if they're not compelling, if the picture isn't pretty, then they're not going to see it, or they're not going to look at it, and they're definitely not going to react to it. No one's going to react to a post that looks like they're going to be sold to. Nobody wants to be sold to. Nobody wants to be pitched. If they ask for information, that's a totally different scenario. So go back through your own page as a completely, look at it from the aspect of you're a complete stranger and you don't know you. Look through your page and say, what would I think of me if I'd never met me before and I'm looking through my page? Am I going to think of the 5 parts of my brand? Or am I going to think about this woman wants to sell me something on social media? And you want to make sure that when they're looking through, they're going to scroll probably 3 times, that within those 3 scrolls, they understand all the parts of your brand, that you're a fun person who is very much like them, who they want to know more. So they're going to click that follow, or they're going to click that accept. Okay. So that is the whole purpose of the compelling headline. It's not to sell a product. It's to bring that person closer to you, have them follow you more closely so that they get the 5 to 8 touch points to see that product, scroll through that curiosity post, scroll through to when they're finally like, okay, tell me more about this stuff. It takes 5 to 8 times before someone's going to reach out to you for information. Make sure you're giving them enough to look at. So we do things like, the way I train my team is you pick one product for the week and you stick with that every day. And you have a different way of curiously making sure that product shows up every 3 to 4 posts, so that the people that you're engaging with for that week can see all 7 posts, which will be enough for them to decide if it's something they do or do not want to reach out for more information. Hope that helps you guys. Drop down below if it's comments. I know I left a lot of this a little bit vague, and so that you guys have to do some homework on your own, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to grow. But get your 5 compelling hooks or your compelling headlines, compelling hooks together for the next product that you're going to promote for that next coming up week. Then get your DMO, start working on some of those curiosity posts. Definitely follow other people who have posts that are very interesting to you. Follow the people who are selling, doing well. I guarantee you they're not splashing pictures of their products all over their Facebook page. Have a wonderful Thursday, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye, y'all.